Oh man, what a crazy week we just had. As you know, the CPI was announced last Thursday and it showed that inflation was lower than expected by analysts. You know, analysts. Alright, so now we're having the financial analyst Bradley Poop from the bank, Jeffrey Jorgen. Hi Bradley, welcome to the show. So Bradley, what do you think about inflation? Is it going to go up or down? Well, thanks, John, for having me in your show. Well, I strongly believe that the inflation will go higher next month, but, it might as well go down. All right, thank you, Bradley. Thank you for your insight. Well, thank you, John, for having me in your show, and I'll see you next time. I don't think so, Bradley. I don't think so. You're coming to my show to tell me inflation might go up or down? My 5-year-old son could have made that comment. And what kind of name is that anyway? Bradley Poop? Are you kidding me? All right, so this video is complete nonsense. I'm going to talk about NOVAVAX now, but first of all, let's see how crazy this week has been. I mean, look at that. The Nasdaq, 5 days plus 7.67%. And now, year to date, the Nasdaq is at minus 28%, 28.4. The S&P 500 in 5 days gained 5.6%. The S&P 500 year to date is only minus 16.7%. 16. That the Dow Jones, 5 days plus 4%. The Dow Jones is always like the big, big bear, big bull, moving slowly. But year to date, the Dow Jones is minus, and that's crazy when you think about it. When you think about everything we've been through this year, the Dow Jones is just year to date minus 7.76%. Not even 8%. It's like, we're ranging somehow. It's like bear market. What are you talking about? So the question now is, is it just a bull trap? Is it like the beginning of something? Have we reached the bottom? All these questions. Nobody knows. Nobody is able to time the market. So we'll find out soon enough, I guess. It's crazy what we've been through. And, there was such a relief when inflation was announced. I think everyone went crazy. So we might see next week people will say, oh, come on, we got carried away. Let's take it easy. Let's calm down and see where we go from here. But boy, what a week. But again, what is crazy is Dow Jones not even minus 8 year to date, and even the S&P 500 minus 16. Now let's talk about NOVAVAX. As you can see, NOVAVAX had a crazy week. I mean, look at that. Would you please look at that? This is insane. NOVAVAX gained last week 28%, 28%. Of course, year to date, it's still a complete disaster, minus 82.5%. It's like we will never ever recover from this craziness that we've been through this year. But remember, I made a video trashing down NOVAVAX. At the time, the stock price was at $16. Now, it's at $25 if you think about it. If let's say we reach only $32, $33, that will mean that NOVAVAX in no time, in a few weeks, will have made 100%. So for those of you who did some dollar cost average, like a 100% when it was at $16, that's a great deal. Even here from 16 to 25. But let's see something that I found absolutely disgusting. Oh man, this is crazy when you think about it. When NOVAVAX announced the earnings, so as you can see, let's look at the earnings from NOVAVAX. As you can see, the estimates was $1.5 per share, and it was reported minus 2.15. But the revenue, on the other hand, were positive. Estimation $586 million, reported $734 million. That was a great news. But I'd like to show you something absolutely crazy, and we've been through this. I made like 2-3 videos about people doing everything they can to trash this stock down. Everything they can. And they did it again. They did it again last week when NOVAVAX published their earnings. So I just showed you the earnings are not perfect because earnings are negative, but revenues are positive. Look what they did. On the very day the very day the earnings were announced, Reuters, they made an article, and I'm going to show you that right now. November 8th, 2022, instead of saying Novavax announced the earnings, like other news did it, Novavax cuts full year revenue forecast again amid weak demand. You see, another article to trash down Novavax every time they can. The company now expects annual revenue to be near the low end of its prior forecast range of between 2 billion and 2.4 billion. That's reference to Stanley Erck saying previously, this is also what trashed down the stock price when he said that actually we're no longer expecting a $4 billion revenue, but more like 2 to 2.3. And now they say might be closer to 2 than to 2.3. But anyway, the choice of insisting on that news, that was not really a news anyway, instead of showing that revenues are better than expected, is a, I'm not going to say it, but you understand what I mean. And guess what? This article is written by this very same guy, reporting by this guy, Raghav Mahobi, in Bengaluru, which is in India. Why am I mentioning this guy? It's because it's the very same guy who wrote, remember that article I mentioned in my previous video? I can't remember the title, but it was like Reuters doing everything they can to trash Novavax. But check it out. It's one of the most viewed video where I prove on going to websites. I prove in this video that they are doing everything they can to trash down Novavax. And you see, there's even a comment saying there was no cut in forecast. I hope the SEC investigates. And another guy says, will never happen. They don't want Novavax to succeed. Well, these guys should be subscribing to my channel. You see, I'm not the only one thinking that, of course. But anyway, it's a great week for Novavax, plus 28% in 1 week. It's a great week. But the problem is we are so down, so low, $25. Remember, this summer, we went as high as $76, let alone the beginning of the year, $157. You gotta stay strong, with this stock. We gotta stay strong. So anyway, this is the great news for Novavax. Let's see the chart quickly here. So as you can see on the chart, looks pretty good. Remember, we were like the year low, which was $16, October 10th. A month ago. So we went from $16, 10th of October, to now 25, which means 55, almost 56%, okay? 56% in a month. So for those of you who bought Novavax at $16, well, that's a great deal. But make no mistake, they will do everything they can to trash it down back to $16. Yeah, that's what we've been suffering on this stock, right? But hey, this is the game. Guys, I'd like to tell you something. If you feel bad in the stock market, I got a French channel, which is called Metamorphose 47. And I keep saying to the guys, if you suffer on the stock market this year because it keeps going down and it's a terrible year for investors, terrible year, quit the market, just leave. Just sell everything and leave. Take the loss and leave. If you're not sure about what to do, just don't do anything. Just keep your stocks and go and do something else. Don't look at the stock market every day. Remember when it was at $16? We were like, oh God, I was furious, about the lack of competence from the management. And I still am, by the way. But they hired some guy who's pretty used to deal with the stock market and stuff like that. I can't remember his name. But they hired a new guy. And hopefully that new guy will be up to the task. Can't remember his name. But anyway, I'll talk about this guy and maybe in one of the next videos. So hopefully we'll witness a big rally in November and December, and why not maybe go even higher than August 16. Who knows? So hopefully that's what's going to happen, and maybe we'll have a great Christmas gift. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.